Guess what, guys? I made another new video. I bet you didn't know that one. These intros are getting even more and more stupid. Anywho, hello, I'm Pinkink. And before I even say anything else, you should really watch this video if you haven't already. And even if you have, because it's been 5 months since I've posted that video, I think. Maybe 6, I don't remember, honestly. It's about the Tale of Jesse, which I'm going to be talking about the Tale of Jesse in this video too. But I highly suggest you watch that video first, because you might not know what's going on in this video if you haven't. This is kind of like a continuation video. Because in that video, I talked about the 3 main characters, and in this one, I'll be talking about the 3 main antagonists, or the villains, I guess. So yeah, if you haven't watched that video, I suggest you watch it now, and then you could come back to this one. Oh, and little heads up, with the speed paints I'm going to be doing of these characters, I kind of draw them without clothes first, but they have underwear on, so it's okay. And then I give them clothes, so if you're uncomfortable with seeing a dude without a shirt on, then you don't have to watch it. And also, as most of you guys know, he kill people, so if you don't like that, then that's okay, you don't have to watch it. But it's not like I'm gonna go in great detail of that or anything, so it's okay, chill out. Anyways, with all that stuff out of the way, let's actually start. So in the Tale of Jesse, as I've already said in the other video, there are 3 kings, and each king has like their top loyal subject. Like they have one that like just does everything for them. Like of course they have like a ton of other ones, but like they have one specific one that like is kind of like their go-to, I guess. So right now we're going to be talking about the Mime King's loyal subject, and the loyal subject, his name is Seth. Oh, and little side note, the kings don't have character designs yet. I have like concept art, but I'm not gonna show it to you because I want to like make a video about it whenever I finish their designs. Anywho, back to Seth. So on my YouTube channel, I've kind of like showed him to you guys before, but I haven't really told you anything about him. So now is finally the time I get to tell you about him. So I'm not gonna tell you every single small little thing about him. I'm just gonna tell you kind of like the important stuff, I guess. So I'm going to leave some things out. So when Seth becomes like the top servant, I don't really know what to call them. I'm just gonna, I guess, call them the top servant. I imagine he looks different like in the past. Like I imagine he had like dark brown, almost like black hair, and he had like a normal skin color, like a pale skin color, which he doesn't look like that in the current story. I imagine that Seth is very loyal to the Mime King and like would never do anything to like disobey him, at least on purpose. And I imagine that the Mime King has this like weird ability where it's kind of like his surrounding like area where he's standing kind of turns black and white, or like shades of gray. Like if you've ever seen Steven Universe like with White Diamond and her like ability, it's kind of like that. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, like in that scene where like everything was kind of like grayish. I don't know. So I imagine that kind of happens with the Mime King. He can't really control it. It kind of just is, honestly. And so since Seth is kind of standing to him, I mean like next to him all the time, he's kind of like gray, like physically. And usually like whenever Seth takes breaks from like being his servant, he kind of like gets out of the little like area, so he kind of turns back to his normal colors. Because when the Mime King, like for example, let's say he's sitting on a chair, the chair turns gray. But when he stands back up and leaves, the chair goes back to its normal color. So I imagine one day Seth needs to use the restroom, so he like leaves the perimeter of the Mime King, and when he's like washing his hands, he looks at himself in the mirror and sees that he's a little bit desaturated than normal. He kind of just thinks to himself that that's kind of strange, but he's like, yeah, whatever, kind of thing. But after a while, he kept getting more and more gray until he was no longer going back to his normal like color, even when he went out of like outside the Mime King's little area. And then there's these spots that kind of seemed like similar to bruises, how it like the skin was a little darker, and those spots or something kind of started cracking, and it kind of felt like it hurt, kind of like this aching pain that just didn't really go away. Like sometimes it would go away, but he didn't know how or why it went away, and then it would always come back. And I imagine the Mime King actually cares for his subjects, but the Mime King is only like, he's kind of limited with what he can do, even though he is the king, which I'm not going to talk about that right now, haha. I feel like the Mime King really liked talking to Seth, even though Seth couldn't talk to him back. I don't know why the heck I said Beth. Because if you're a mime, it's illegal to speak, except for the Mime King. Oh, and speaking of the Mime King, he's not designed currently, like I've said earlier, and some of this personality stuff may change in the future, so none of the stuff that I'm saying is set in stone at all, so yeah. So this might change in the future, so yeah. So I imagine that the three kings, like every year or something, go to the secret location to talk about, I guess, classified information, and whenever they do, they always leave like their top servant behind, and they actually don't bring anyone or anything like that with them, and they just go alone. So I imagine one time the day has come once again that like the kings have to leave, and I imagine Seth kind of mimes to the Mime King like, oh, you have to leave again? And the Mime King's like, oh, I do, I'm sorry. Because I imagine they're gone for like a good amount of time, and this is where the Mime King made a little slip up. He knew that Seth didn't really like being alone, and so he felt bad, so he told him, okay buddy, I'm not supposed to be telling you this, but I'll tell you our location, so if you ever feel super lonely or need my help, you can just find me. So I imagine the Mime King tells him the location. I'm not sure if he actually makes a little map, or I'm not really sure. So he ends up telling this peasant, basically, a really important information that literally only the three kings know where the location is, and now Seth is like one of the only people in the world that actually knows the location as well. But he did trust Seth not to tell anybody because he knows that Seth is like not one to tell secrets, like especially that big of a secret, and he knows that Seth is really loyal to him. So yeah, that's all backstory wise, or at least all that I'm gonna say for this video. Oh, and this is a little random thing. I feel like Seth is severely scared of the dark, like more scared than an average person would be. But yeah, but let me actually talk about the drawings. I haven't talked about the drawing like at all. I wanted to draw like all the characters in the video without like clothes on first, because I wanted to know how they would look like under, because I realized all of them have like something with their skin. Seth is like the cracks, Deaden it's just scars, and then the other girl, she just has like freckles, so yeah. And also later on, if I'm not satisfied with outfits or just want to change them up for some reason, I could, because the clothes are removable. That sounds wrong. And also in my head, I feel like Seth is like built like a stick, but I feel like it's hard for me to draw a skinny character, especially when all of your other characters are kind of built like a stick, but I wanted him to be built like a stick, like you can snap him in two if you wanted to. That was a strange detail. But I don't know, it kind of just felt difficult. Oh my gosh, forgive me, because I feel like I cannot English today. I'm like watching back listening back to my audio, and I keep seeing that I'm like messing up, or I'm like leaving out words, or like when I say he's, I say he or something. I don't know if you could tell, but I'm getting really frustrated about that. I'm trying to explain my thoughts, but I can't because my words are not wording. Anywho, another random thing. Actually, all the characters in this video, I actually drew their feet instead of covering it up. I was debating on like giving them socks so I don't have to draw like toes, because I don't draw that. But you know, I was trying to get out of my comfort zone. Anywho, the drawing's now done. Here are actually some older drawings of him, and here's the one I just drew just now. So yeah, I hope you like that, and now moving on to the next character. So this next character is actually the top servant of the Clown Queen. Not all the kings are kings. I just said kings to simplify it for my tiny brain. I didn't want to say the two kings plus a queen, you know? I made her a queen for one, because I just imagined it that way, and two, I can't make all my characters males. I need to add females, even though I don't really want to. So this character works for the Clown Queen. She doesn't have a name right now. I'm just calling her the Clown Girl, so I'm just gonna call her the Clown Girl throughout this video. If you guys have any like name suggestions, please let me know, because I need help. So for the Clown Girl, I honestly don't have too much for her, like story-wise, or even actually personality-wise. But one thing I do know is that she is Pierre's sister. Sister, yeah. Sorry, in my head I'm like, is it brother or sister? So Pierre has a sibling. Yippee! I imagine Pierre's relationship with her is like fine. They don't argue a lot. It's like a normal sibling relationship. They do love each other a lot. They just don't like speak to each other a lot because they have their own jobs and they're kind of like busy, because Pierre has to like literally take care of Jessie all the time, and she is like the top servant for the Clown Queen. I imagine she doesn't care for the Clown Queen that much. She doesn't have any like, she doesn't really like her, but she's like, whatever, this is my job kind of thing. I imagine the Clown Queen is just very silly and like, oh, why'd you do this and this and this or whatever, and the Clown Girl's like, okay. And she also doesn't really agree too much with like the rules in the universe. or in that world or whatever, but she's like, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just one person, so I'm just gonna keep doing my job. Anyways, I'm actually gonna talk about the drawing now. So this drawing is actually the first time me like fully coloring her and designing her. So like I'm still unsure of her design and 100% unsure of her outfit that I gave her. That's why I made her clothes removable. And also I see a lot of flaws with this drawing. I'm not gonna tell you what, because then I'm just gonna ruin the drawing for you guys. Because for the outfit, I was thinking about making it similar to like Pierre's outfit, but I felt like I wanted the main characters' outfits to all be similar, and it kind of would have been strange if she also had a similar outfit but wasn't a part of the main characters. I don't know, I feel like for all like the antagonists I kind of struggled, because with Seth's outfit, like I knew what I wanted, but when I drew it, I'm like, is this too simple? So I don't know. And then for the clown girl, I wasn't really sure what I wanted. I thought it'd be funny to make her like wear this really thick like inconvenient outfit. Someone's just like, how can you walk in that? And she's like, honestly, I have no idea. She kind of looks like a teacup to me right now. But yeah, I still tried to make her similar to her brother, but slight differences at the same time. So yeah, that's the clown girl. If you guys have any like name suggestions for her, please let me know. Now moving on to last and 100% not least, we got Dead End. Wonderful. Not gonna go into his backstory too much because I've said it once, but no longer available, so I'll just do a quick summary that is less detailed. Quick version, Dead End was he wasn't a kid, he was like 20. Then he went to jail, then some bad stuff happened, and then he was actually a mime at first, plot twist, but then he became a jester because the king was like, oh, you're gonna be a jester now. And then his new job was being a murderer, and he didn't even know it until like they kind of just told him one day, and he was like, oh, what the heck, okay. So then his job was like to kill a lot of people, and he just really didn't like it, and he like cried himself to sleep like every night, and then he's like slowly started getting more and more depressed. So yeah, the end. Anywho, oh, here's a picture of his jester outfit, by the way. He hates it, by the way. He's forced to wear it and he feels ridiculous. Anyways, but he's kind of had enough, and he's kind of been like thinking this idea for a while, but it's kind of just been more of thoughts instead of thinking, oh, maybe I should actually do it. He really hated being a jester, and he actually hated when he was a mime too, and he was sure that if he was a clown, he would hate it too. He just hated being an entertainer in general. He just wanted to do his own thing. I'm gonna do my own thing. So the time where the three kings like usually go on their little like, I was gonna say quest, but that's not it at all. When they go to discuss secret things, that was coming up, and Dead End was like, okay, maybe I can do this plan when they leave. So a few days before the kings leave, Dead End is kind of thinking to himself like, wow, okay, this plan that I'm thinking of, I wish I could do it alone, but I know I can't. I'm just one person. Oh my god. So one day when the kings are talking to each other, they're not talking about the secret stuff yet, they're just talking to each other, and they have their loyal servants next to them. So Dead End's there, the clown girl's there, and Seth is there too. They never really interacted with each other before, but like they're kind of next to the king. I'm trying to like tell you what I'm imagining, but it's hard because people imagine different stuff. Basically, Dead End tried to grab the clown girl's attention without like saying anything, because then the kings would have noticed. But I imagine he slips to her a note or whatever, and it basically reads like, oh, meet me outside at this time or something. Like, I want to talk to you about something. So later that day, they like meet up, and she's like, so what is it? So Dead End starts saying, so I hate being a jester. And I know there are a lot of other people who hate being entertainers as well. So I want to do this whole world a favor by following the kings and killing them, okay? And whether you like it or not, you are going to help me, okay? I want to rebuild this world, okay? I don't know who's gonna be king yet. I don't know if there will be a king because those kings freaking sucked, okay? So we'll figure it out, but you're going to help me. The clown girl was severely caught off guard, like, what the heck? What? And she just sees that like he has a knife with him. It's just like, okay. She's kind of like, okay, I do personally agree on the whole entertainer thing. I don't know if we should kill them, but like, we'll talk about it later. But how are we even supposed to get there in the first place? Nobody knows their location except for the kings. Dead End proceeds to say, no worries, I've already thought about that. All you need to worry about is meet me up when the kings leave, okay? And then Dead End proceeds to take out his knife. And if you tell anyone, so help me, because I will not hesitate to punish you. So he's kind of just threatening her, like, you better not tell anyone. And she's like, alright, Bye. So I imagine the kings leave like a couple of days later, and then they meet up, and she sees that he is grabbing Seth by the arm, and she's like, whoa, what's going on? Little side note here, I know I've shown you guys Seth and Deaden in many shorts together, and Deaden seemed to be nice to him, but oh no, he was not like that at first. He was unbelievably mean to him, and oh, poor Seth. Anyways, Seth was grabbing Seth. Wait, Seth? What the heck? Deaden was grabbing Seth by the arm. And the clown girl is like, what are you doing? Deaden replies, this little stick apparently knows where the kings are, but he's refusing to tell me. Seth is very loyal to, like, his king and just doesn't want to tell Deaden because Deaden didn't tell him what his intentions were, but he just by looking at Deaden, he's like, yeah, I don't think I should tell you. And also he, like, by law, mimes aren't allowed to speak, so he doesn't want to break that law again because he broke it in the past. So right now, poor Seth, he's just being swung around by Deaden. He's just like a stick. And the clown girl's like, okay, wait, stop doing that. Like, let me handle this, okay? So Deaden lets go of him, and the clown girl kind of walks up to Seth, and he kind of just whispers to him, hey buddy, I know this guy's kind of scary. He's scaring me too. But just go along with what he says, okay? I don't want to hurt you, and I don't want you to be hurt, okay? I don't want anyone to be hurt, so just cooperate. Deaden comes and he's like, is he talking yet? And Seth gets scared of him again. So he starts like kind of doing sign language to him, basically saying like, okay, I'll write a map for you, and then could you leave me alone? I imagine Seth is so scared that he's like literally shaking. But then again, that's not too out of order for Seth. Seth is very scared boy. So Deaden's like, all right, make a map. So Seth hesitantly starts drawing on this piece of paper, and Deaden can see that he's hesitant with each mark he's making on the paper. So Seth is finished and like scaredly like hands it to Deaden. And then oh my god, Deaden takes a look at it and just looks at Seth. He's like, you know what? I don't trust you. And Seth just looks nervous. He's like, Deaden's like, you know what? I'm gonna take you along with me. I don't trust that you gave me the right directions. And the clown girl is like, but you said that if he made you a map. And Deaden's like, shut up! He's gonna come along with us, okay? And that's final. So basically, Deaden just forcefully, like, forced the clown girl and Seth just, like, go along with his plan. Because Deaden feels like no one would just willingly do it, so he feels like, you know what? The only way I can get people to do what I want is by threatening them, because that's how it always worked in the past. So now, what seems to be the main antagonist, which is mostly just Deaden being the villain, and, like, the other two just forcefully getting pushed along with this, they are now set on a journey to find the three kings. And ironically, the three main characters are doing the same, because Jesse was led to believe that Sylvester knew the location of where the kings were as well. Is that true? That's up for you to decide. Well, not really, just what do you think is true? I don't know. So I know what is true. But I feel like it's ironic because the main antagonist and the main characters they have the same goal of not wanting to be entertainers anymore. But they keep on getting in each other's way because Deaden wants to full on like execute the kings and just kill them, and like little Jesse just wants to talk to them and talk things out. But oh boy, there is so much other things that happen in the story, like character development for one, which, you know, in any good story there needs to have some of that. Like for example, Deaden. He's a poor boy. Oh my god, I've done too much to him. Anyways, let me talk about the drawing now. I felt like I struggled like drawing his scars. I need to work on that because I just don't know how to draw scars. Like, it looks inflamed, his scars, like he just got them, but that's not the case. So I gotta work on that, but it's okay. And also, I was struggling with his clothes. This was actually the first time I ever colored his clothes, like, in his other version, because, like, I colored his jester clothes before that I showed you guys earlier, but I've never showed his, like, I guess, rebelling outfit. I don't really know. Because when he's a jester and, like, he's working for the king, he wears, like, this whole, like, outfit, but when he like rebels and kind of does this whole thing, he like doesn't wear it anymore because he freaking hated it, and he's like, I don't want to wear this anymore. I'm gonna do my own thing. But then again, I didn't really like how this outfit was looking. I don't know, I need to still play around with things, so I actually gave him another outfit, but it just looked a little too normal for that world. I'm like, where did he even get this? Because I feel like in that world, at least something on the clothing is slightly like entertainment related. So I asked my cousin, like, for advice because she likes designing clothes. And she's like, oh, what if like he wore the Jester outfit but like a ripped version, like he ripped it or something. So I have yet to do that idea, but I don't know, I feel like that would be cool. But yeah, here is Dead End. By the way, he has like this little scar here. I tried to make it look more important because it's a special scar. And these are the two outfits. The one with the white shirt kind of just looks like workout clothes to me, honestly, or like a boxing outfit, like he would just punch you with some boxing gloves or something. So these are the designs for the main antagonists right now. This may change in the future, so I don't know. And I feel like I have to do another like video of the main characters again, just to like tell more of the story and also just to redraw them again, because the video, like the first video, like the drawings are the only drawings I like in that video is Jesse. Like I feel like that drawing still is good to me, but Pierre and Sylvester but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions about my characters, feel free to let me know. But other than that, that's the end of this video, so goodbye. You know what I feel like would be a cool idea? I don't know if I'll do it though. If like I did a Q&A, but like for my characters, like you can ask my characters anything and my characters will answer it. Speaking of Q&A, the last time I did one was like when I had 1K and now I have like 7. That doesn't mean I'm gonna do another one soon, but I don't know, I just thought about it.